Now that we have power back, welcome back to some more Stormworks. I'm StormRunner Gaming, and today we are back here with the modern Yacht V2. And today, instead of working on those engines, electrics, and whatnot, I wanted to jump into a little bit more of the aesthetic side to it. And not anything outside just yet. I'm going to be working a little bit more on the inside, and maybe fixing a problem or two that comes about with the aesthetic changes to the boat. And I now do realize that this fills up with a little bit of water, so I may have to improvise, maybe make a custom door around the top edge of this, or if you guys do have any other ideas and if mine fail, I'd love to hear them in those comments down below, as well as if you do have any ideas for the boat in general, especially cosmetic ideas. I'd love to hear them as well in those comments. But anyways, let's jump right into working on this thing. And actually, I am going to be talking through this video. I love talking through them, but sometimes I do like just doing the quick time lapse of it like I did for the previous video. But especially for aesthetic stuff, I'm not as great with it from time to time, and it does take me a little while to think out what I'm doing type of deal, figure out what I want to do with everything. So kind of talking through it even for myself helps out a little bit. And of course, the first thing I want to put in the bedroom is the bed on the front end. So just creating this little boxed platform with the beds on it should be pretty good for what I'm using. If I actually need to pop it out one more. And my biggest fear with this, I'm trying to keep it as light as humanly possible, but I think the lightness of the bed and everything, of the boat in general, is probably going to be thrown out the window eventually here, because I don't know how light I can remotely keep this thing without, I don't know, sacrificing style and whatnot. So I might have to beef up a little bit of the buoyancy just to keep it at that nice water level. But of course, I am looking to keep some speed for this boat as well, so I don't want to do too much to it to make it too slow. But I do have to remember my symmetry mode yet again. That would help me speed up this process 10 times over, and I don't know why I keep forgetting it, but from time to time I guess I just don't have it turned on. But I don't know, I was thinking about it, and I like the angled pieces here instead of just leaving it like this, because that looks, of course, more blocky, but it also gives it a jagged edge feel to it. And for the edge of this boat, I'm thinking of first off just walling off part of this, or I mean, to make it look a little bit bigger, we could do something like this, and I'm thinking of doing some glass shelving around the edge here. Try to give it a little bit more use than just the side of the boat type of deal, because we are wasting a lot of space with all of this here. But I mean, it definitely does look a lot sleeker with these angles on here now. And I really do want to put in shelves up here. So the first part is put this here. And I might even do some things I've never even tried to do. Maybe some artwork here or something to make it look cooler. Of course, we've got this huge tank of gas on the front end, which kind of balances the boat out a bit more. But I'm not going to get rid of that. Anyways, let's work on a little bit of shelving here. I'm gonna say we're gonna have some sort of tiered shelving. So if we get, how many space do we have? 3 on each of these. So we get a 1x3, the 2x3, and then the full 3x3. And let's see if we can kind of stack them on top of each other so that they all come out at the same spot. And I'm actually thinking something like that looks a little bit better than previous, but I may have to jump it up one block here to make it look a little bit better. So let's bring that 3x3 closer to the roof here. And the 1x1, would we have a spacing of 1 block in between each? The 1x1 will actually be straight on the floor. And we could do a little bit different on the other side, giving it a modern twist where this is 1 block off. Sadly, we can't fit the 3x3 up there, but I do kind of want a divider in between them though, because it looks a little bit weird how we have this jumping pattern, but it's like it's moved apart from each other. I don't know any better words here than moved apart, but yeah, I also do want to put an edge to this. So of course, if you put your knickknacks and whatnot on this shelf, you don't want it sliding off while in rough seas, so we need to put an edge to this. And the bigger problem coming is that we need to actually have this top part edged off, while the bottom part doesn't really need it. Doesn't look too bad. And for this guy as well, I think we're gonna put that divider in just to give it a little bit like a separation between the two. I don't want them as open to each other as well. And maybe I will do the same spot for each shelf. It's just pushed out one more. So let's see if we get 2x1, 2x2, and 2x3s. It's really cool that we did get all of these custom glasses instead of the one or two we had previously, so that we can do pretty cool and different things like this. And apparently I lost myself looking for the different two wide pieces here. But if we do try to get it on the same angle, or excuse me, the same level, let's see what that looks like for the boat. Of course, those are quite important blocks. I don't think we can give them the axe just yet. Maybe this little piece of glass here will be more of a nightstand than anything. I'm really hesitant. I don't think I can fit a actual lamp there, so probably just a couple lights around the room will suffice instead of actual lamps here. But let's get rid of this angling as well, because we're gonna have to do the little, not cheating, but the what do you call it, this weird angled piece that encompasses the shelves here as well. So let's drop this guy in there. And how did I do this thing? I put an angle right there, and I want to cover up this middle as well, like I was talking about earlier with that angle. And I can't exactly do too much there, it'll make it look weirder, but now we've got some pretty cool built-in shelves on the side. And I mean, there's not many knickknacks we can actually throw up on there unless we want to keep like some weird antenna or something weird to be thrown up there. I don't think anything is actually too cool to be put up there. Of course, we are going to need heaters now that I'm looking around, because what if we do bring it into the Arctic region? So let's drop a heater under this bed to make sure this room is covered. And I might do one on the other side of the room as well. And of course, this being the master, I kind of want to drop in a TV as well. Putting in a 9x5 huge flat screen, because who doesn't want a huge monitor or a huge TV on their massive yacht? Well, I guess it isn't massive yacht, but anyways, I mean, it's still a pretty big boat. So let's grab a couple of those speakers I like to use for the TVs. They're just fluid meters with that black color, and I drop them on the roof there to give it makes it pretty cool and look like an actual speaker, but in reality it's doing nothing for us. And in the future, when I am connecting up a lot more of the logistics for the boat, I'm probably going to be putting in a microcontroller for this TV to give it a little bit better aesthetic, but for right now I think that should be fine. And maybe giving it some sort of decal for the floor as well. If we gave it, I know I did a wood pattern on the back end. I forget what this is actually called, but maybe let's see how it looks on the inside. I know the two different colors that I actually did use, because we are working on aesthetics, and I'm not going to be painting everything today, but getting some stuff done would be pretty nice. So let's drop in one each color on each opposing one, and I forgot my symmetry again. You guys can count how many times I forget my symmetry. Probably be a staggering number between just building one boat and how many times I could have saved, what, like 30 seconds at least, with putting that symmetry on and not having to do basically something else I've just done on the other side. But I mean, that doesn't look horrible. It's got a weird design to it, and I'm interested to see what you guys think of putting this inside, because it's definitely more of a outside design more so than anything. But of course, for lights and whatnot, I'm not going to be doing that in this video, because that's definitely a more tedious thing to be doing. But I like the room. Maybe I will put in a little bit more storage in the form of some drawers or whatnot. Actually, I mean, I'm here, and let's turn off our symmetry once more. And I mean, even though Stormworks doesn't allow us to do much of anything that has a good use, especially for stuff when we are doing cosmetic stuff, just try to follow that sentence. I don't know where in the world my mind was going during that, but anyways, what I was trying to say is that if you're doing anything cosmetic in Stormworks, usually it doesn't have much of a purpose type of deal. It doesn't have much functionality, just like, what do we got, Minecraft and everything else. When you're doing a lot more cosmetic things, usually they don't have as much purpose in the game. I mean, it's made to look pretty cool, and I'm liking the look of that a little bit more with a couple more ladders on there just to represent that sort of, how do I say, just make it look like drawers that you'd put your clothes in. I'm trying to get it a darker brown, so if we just move all those, we've now got a peach color. Now that's orange. I think I've just really messed everything up. Oh, we're supposed to be moving this way to get a darker brown. What have I been doing? Okay, that's not a bad color. Let's see what that looks like. That's decently good, and I kind of want to round this off as well because it's got jagged edges all around this, so giving it that nice modern twist of giving it at least some sort of curved edges or those 45-degree angles should make it look, yeah, it definitely already looks a little bit better with those angles on it. And looks like somebody added a little bit too much brown on that side. Clean that up. I kind of want to leave that white, even though it kind of messes it up. I don't know. Maybe I'll just drop in, let's get this custom color here and drop that piece in there as well. It kind of, yeah, let's leave that block there and keep it that custom brown color. So yeah, that is, it now bothers me that it's off by one under the TV. I do need to fix that. So let's grab our color here and just move the drawers over by one. And actually moving this over will make it exactly under that television. I don't know why that bothered me that much. Apparently, it's not OCD. Maybe it is OCD that makes people bother to buy it. Hopefully I don't have that. I have no idea. Anyways, maybe I helped out other people that wouldn't have liked that as much from the design. So let's move on to another room. And one of the ideas that I did get from you guys, even though I'm not going into paint, I know I did get a suggestion for paint, and I will be getting to that in a future episode. These shelves here, giving it a, what was it, a two-toned paint job with a couple windows in here. And I do thank you for the idea, and I think the windows on the front end look pretty good for the shelves around the bed. Maybe I've overdone it a little bit, and I could dial back that in a future episode, working on some more aesthetics. But tell me what you guys think about this room so far. Love to hear some ideas. But let's move on to this little storage area you've got right here. And I wanted to drop in a huge amount of storage. The one problem being this needs to be covered up so that we don't exactly see much from that button, because we do have that curved piece there. So I'm just going to add in something weird like that. And all reality, I could just do this. So maybe putting it like that will hopefully, I don't know, fix the problem we've got there. So if we do something like that and give this, maybe dropping it down one or two, even though we have to keep these blocks here, I think adding in more shelves gives it a better look to it. Maybe, maybe not. Kind of just experimenting through this because you guys did see the previous boat I built. The most custom, I guess, aesthetics I did on it were, I don't know, I built custom beds maybe. There wasn't much to the boat in all reality, so have I said that a few times? Anyways, let's just move on from that. Forget everything, burn the papers, and continue working on our aesthetics here. And I'm kind of liking that already. Maybe switching up the color under it with that two-tone after that middle shelf should give us a pretty cool look to it. I know these shelves look a little bit weird with large and small pieces of glass, but I'm hoping to bring it in here with a post on the side. And that gives it a little bit of a tucked away feeling at least. I don't know if I can clean up anything else with some other blocks, maybe some angles under here, but I've got the entire boat to use angles on the side. And I'm still thinking of using the boxed side things that I had previously, maybe giving it a smaller look, depending on where it is on the ship and whatnot. Of course, in the main areas, using this on the side, I think should look pretty cool. So, especially over here, where, of course, where the kitchen isn't, but planning to put all of this as the main living area. It might be a little bit small though, but of course we can expand down here. And I had this bigger idea, especially working on the aesthetics right now and room sizes and whatnot. We have a lot of room right here that I'm not really using. So I mean, I could add some pretty cool ideas to where, let's say we have a guest bedroom and I want to put in a bunk bed, I could have it sink into the floor a couple blocks. So I definitely do want to play with that a bit more, but I don't know if I'll be getting to that today or not. So one of the bigger things, of course, sectioning off all the different pieces of the boat. I'm gonna drop this little styling I did here a little while ago. And actually, the bigger purpose of this is just to kind of, how do I say, section it off? I've probably already said that once before, like 30 seconds ago, but what I'm really trying to do is create some sort of separation from the main area and other parts of the boat. And the bigger, I've debated about this bigger problem. I had the problem when I was building the boat earlier, but having this large window going through here definitely does create a problem with privacy and a problem with building basically any walls I've got around the boat. I think we need the full height to get, yeah, we're gonna need that full height to get through here. I don't think I really do want to put a door on here, but maybe dropping the bathroom in this first slot will be our best idea. And I'm actually thinking of putting in a secondary bathroom, I don't know, maybe somewhere for the master. And it would be even cooler if we had some sort of custom walkway for the master as well. Some like secret walkways to get in and out, fool your friends by going through this little space. But anyways, we're not working on that right now. Let's just section off a little bathroom for us here. And I'm actually thinking if we keep the room sizes down a little bit more, we probably could fit in another room or two for the guests at least. So moving this walkway over here, adding in at least a small room here, maybe for storage and whatnot. Just putting in a closet might help for a bit of storage reasons. It'll definitely make the boat look a little bit bigger because, hey, there's another door to go through here, even though the door brings you to, well, basically nothing. There's not much use to this door. Alright, so let's work on the bathroom, and I'm definitely gonna have to cut through a couple windows here. I've just made the executive decision to actually put through the walls here, through the windows, so that they don't look so weird. I think I've confused myself for a second or two here, because apparently I've now realized why I can't build those walls inside, because the windows are on the inside of this part, not the outside. And that does give me the creative ability to build whatever I want going through there, like a little post there and whatnot, but it does create that problem of having to shrink down the windows for walls and whatnot. But I mean, I thought this, well, I knew it was coming eventually once I started to rebuild this boat, because I mean, not having those walls sectioned off definitely creates a bigger and bigger problem as I go along. So let's drop this guy in here. So we're gonna have a couple of weird posts around it, and if I absolutely hate it, I'll drop back to the previous version of the boat and just use that. But we're gonna need another door to get into this bathroom, and let's hopefully section off a couple other rooms while I'm here. Maybe getting in 2 more bedrooms. Of course, we're going to need this little long hallway to get up to this walkway. And I'm thinking, what is our character size? 3 blocks? So give it a 3-block hallway coming over to that, and then we can make a room out of the rest of this area here. And I've now realized how small rooms can actually be. Even if we're putting in a bunk bed or whatnot, we don't need that much area for it. And maybe we can even make the rooms a little bit bigger and give it some cool, weird weird twist to it to where people don't even know if it's the master or not. Maybe like some weird walk-in closets and whatnot for the different rooms. But I'm gonna drop those wedges as well and build a secondary room. Definitely. Apparently this guy is becoming a little bit bigger than the other bedroom. So let's try to equalize them out a little bit more. I know we've got like an office tower vibe going here, where everything is in the same line of the boat. And I'm thinking, especially to try to keep that center of balance in the middle of the boat, we gotta put something on this side of the boat, even though it's probably gonna be a really long and skinny room. Maybe we'll put our walkway on this side and just make the rooms a lot longer than they are, putting in a couple different cool features with them. So let's grab a little bit more glass to finish off what we've started here, putting in the side panels, getting some stuff done. So let's wall off the rest of the bathroom and drop our door in here. Oh, a little bit of a problem there with that. But is that big enough for a door? Nope, definitely not. We need another block or two to drop our door in here. So let's grab another door and just drop it right in there. And grabbing a button, a two-sided button that being, we should be pretty fine running through that as well. Alright, so this will be our bathroom here. I did do a pretty cool shower when I first built this boat, and I want to do the same thing, especially with working water and whatnot. So you might actually have to crouch getting into the shower, because I want it to where the water will run but not sink the boat. That would be quite bad if we sunk the boat taking a quick shower. Yeah. We can do something like that, but we need a decent amount of area to where our Stormworks character can actually get into the shower. And I'm thinking probably put our sink over here somewhere and toilet on this side, probably right here. It's going to be a more cramped bathroom than it previously was, but giving a little bit more room to maybe even a second bathroom or something. So, of course, this is more just the guest bathroom than anything. And that's actually not looking so bad. I mean, two people can't be using this bathroom unless you want to see somebody showering, but hey, I'm just selling the yacht. It's not my problem once it leaves the yacht yard here. So maybe you can buy some curtains or something for all of this glass around it, or you know what? It's just a one-person bathroom. Nobody else is going to be using it while anyone else is in here. Anyway, beyond that point, let's see what else. That is a little bit annoying. So let's drop at least that one piece there and give it... We're going to actually have to give it a weird window design here. I'm now just realizing it's a lot of open glass for a bathroom. So I guess curtain prices will now be rising for anyone looking to buy curtains. You should probably do it pretty soon, because whoever owns this yacht next, they're going to be buying a lot of curtains. Hopefully they're going to be buying a lot of curtains. That, or they're just not going to take a shower at sea. I don't know. I really don't know where I'm going with this. And now, quickly and swiftly changing the subject to something else. So, toilets. Anyone like using them? Hopefully you do, because where else would you do your... Wait, what? How can I not transition into something else? I don't even know anymore. I've forgotten where I'm going. But yeah, that's our shower. Let's drop a drain in here. Maybe even two, so that we don't actually flood the boat. Alright, there is our fluid port. We're just going to color the top end of it with that gray color we've got here. And maybe we'll actually put one in the corner over there as well, just to make sure that nothing goes wrong with the shower. And now the piece de resistance, le toilette. The thing we've all been waiting for, because, yeah, the porta potty's been stinking it up a lot recently. Nobody wants to use that thing anymore. So getting a toilet on this boat should be pretty crucial to finishing it. And some weird little design should help us get through this thing. I mean, I don't think toilets are that big on boats at all, actually. So, that's actually not too bad. I was surprised how well it's actually come out as I now demolish it. Getting that pyramid piece should finish off this edge, I'm hoping. Even though it looks a little weird and boxy. Let's see if we can actually clean up that boxiness on the sides of it. Well, giving it a less boxy design might actually help it and make it look a little bit better. I'm probably just going to color the inside of it blue as we move on here. Let's see, did that make it? It now looks like it's a circular toilet. And I kind of want to look back at my previous toilet, because that does not remotely look good at all. Actually, what I think I did, leaving these wedges on the back end, all I did was taking that inverse pyramid here and just dropping it in right there. So even the edge of it looks decently good, I hope. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, that doesn't look too bad, especially for a toilet on a boat. We can just connect it to the wall here so it looks a little bit better instead of those things. If we made the toilet a little bit bigger, it would look better with those wedges on the back end, but I think with the size of the toilet, it looks decently good. So we're going to need a lot more coloring in this bathroom later, but the Crayola set was left at home for this episode. So let's see. Let's finish off this episode by getting in a sink here for us. So I do want to put in a fluid port just to show like a drain to the sink type of deal. Oh, wrong button there. But dropping that fluid port right there. Then we're going to kind of hopefully just angle towards it type of deal, like an actual sink. I mean, it's not coming out too bad so far. Yeah, that's decently good. I kind of want to put like a shroud, yep, like that. Let's put just 2 drawers under it with those ladders, because the ladders do look like the handles you would open a drawer with. They do take up a little bit of space in front of them, and maybe somebody will be climbing all over your bathroom, but it gives it that cool aesthetic that I am looking for. So yeah, there's a lot more of the aesthetic stuff to go, but I think we've gotten a little bit done here, at least a decent amount. And what do I want to use for my faucet? We can actually make it look decently good putting 2 T-pieces, and if we grab, I forget if it was maybe the torque meter or small electric motor, but something looks decently good when you put that hot and cold on it. Let's see how it looks with this sink. Maybe because it's a smaller sink, we might have to go for a singular one. But giving it that, wrong color, wrong thing. Yeah, that does look pretty good. Giving it that hot and cold, but the outputs to them don't look great by any standards. So if we give it a singular output and drop those 2 on the wall, it should look a little bit better, I'm hoping. Dropping that right there. And putting the 2 torque meters, those really do take up a lot of room. So if we can sneak a little bit of room from the other room, I just said room twice, just build an extra wall right there and put those 2 there. That actually doesn't look too bad, and we'll give it a little bit of styling built into the wall type of deal. Yeah, I don't want to take those 2 off, but the only problem being now that we can't actually see those colors, which is kind of the whole selling point why I was using a weird piece in another spot. So if we grab those 2, can we color them? Yeah, we can color them, but those only stick out 1 block instead of 2. But I think they do serve our purpose here decently well, even though they do look a little bit weird. And if we drop a pipe in here, maybe that'll add. Yeah, that actually does look decently good. We're not going to have a mirror on here, apparently. It just doesn't fit in the budget. But we can eat up a little bit more room from that other room there. The room multiplier is going crazy on my score. Anyways, yeah, I think that is about where I will be ending it. So let's save it up as the... No, I've already got a save for it. Just ignore all of my crazy other ideas and designs there, but yeah, that is where I will be ending it, dropping that edge on that sink there. Actually, let's give it more of a, doesn't look bad for a counter there. Apparently I cannot get under that faucet right there without destroying it and then subsequently replacing it, but I don't know, the bathroom is coming along. There is zero functionality to any of the stuff I've designed today, except for the beds and the master, but yeah, that is where I will be leaving this episode. I probably didn't get as much done as the other episode, but hey, I mean, we've got some aesthetic stuff done. So for the next episode, I probably will be just jumping through some more stuff. Probably it'll be a much shorter episode because I have used a lot of time on this one. So probably going to be a time lapse for the next one. I'm surprised I made that. And as you can see, I've added a few pounds to the other side of the boat. That hallway is a little bit uncomfortable and creates flooding problems, but let's see what that master looks like in real life. I am interested to see... the bathroom has a little bit of problems getting in and out, but I mean, all in all, that doesn't look too bad. You may have to crouch to get into the shower, and be... Oh, no, you can't stand up in it. Anyway, open sesame, okay. Shelf doesn't look too bad. I forgot to do the painting on the back end of it, but I don't know, this doesn't look horrible. I can't exactly tell if I'm in love with the floors or not yet, because there's no light in here, but I'm sure loving the glass on the side of the walls as well still. Shelves are looking pretty good, as well as the beds and the huge flat screen TV. I mean, why wouldn't you put it in here? Definitely a pretty cool design to it. So yeah, that is where I will be leaving it. I'm not going to be driving it up into the sunset. I think I've taken a lot of time with this episode anyways. So yeah, if you guys do have any other tips for me, especially for some more interior design stuff, I will be fixing the lean to this. I was going to address that earlier, but apparently I've confused myself here. Anyways, yeah, if you do have any more, I guess, interior design ideas for me, I would love to hear them in those comments down below. I'm actually going to be recording the next one right after this, so it's probably not going to make it into the next one because I'm going to be working on more light stuff and whatnot, maybe finishing off just room allocations, basically. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to put my own flavor into it with the design, but I don't know, it's been pretty bland recently. Anyways, of course, if you guys did like this, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel to stay up with Stormworks and more of my content. But I've never been great at goodbyes, most people need me, and I need to go.